Hey folks, Mav's Dad here with another review. I've actually got a real classic for you here today. This is the Casio AMW-320R-9AV dive watch. Yeah, I know that's a real sexy model name, but it's also known as the Casio Arnie for Arnold Schwarzenegger, who wore this in a few of his movies back in the early 90s. And I'll go ahead and tell you a little more about that later. But let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. As usual, Casio's boxing is not the sexiest in the world. I mean, for a watch in this price point, which is about $60 to $70 anywhere you go. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, it's a box. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. All right, let's take it out. Obviously, you have your manual and your warranty information under here. And then here you have the watch. And let's take a look at this thing. Now, this has been one of my favorite watches of all time for a lot of different reasons. Let's go ahead and get to the history. Like I said earlier, Arnold Schwarzenegger wore this in a couple of his movies back in the early 90s. The first one being Kindergarten Cop, and then he also wore it in Last Action Hero, and then he wore a blackface version of this in True Lies, and a whiteface version of this in Jingle All the Way. Now the first one, I think, was Kindergarten Cop. That was in '92. So when that movie came out, everybody saw this and just had to have it. And I was one of those people. I mean, it's just a really cool watch. It's got that really cool gold or champagne colored face. And combine that with the analog movement and the digital LCD movement. I mean, it was just a real winner from a design standpoint, a look standpoint, and a functionality standpoint. Now, those early versions had the pushers on opposite sides. So you had a pusher at 10 o'clock, and then you had another pusher at 2 o'clock. But since about 2000, they put both of the pushers on the left-hand side opposite of the crown. So this watch has basically been unchanged other than the pusher arrangement for about 23 years. So this has been one of Casio's best-selling models of all time, and for good reason. It is a great-looking watch. I mean, this is the perfect beater dive watch. So let's go ahead and get to the specifications. It's a 46 millimeter case. This is a non-screw-down crown. You can't really expect a screw-down crown in a watch in this price range. It has a bi-directional bezel, which basically means it can move in either way. Most dive watches have a unidirectional bezel, which moves counterclockwise, and that's it. This one moves in both directions. It's not really meant to be used for diving. It's really just for looks. I mean, you can use it for diving, but I wouldn't recommend it because just one slight nudge of this bezel and it turns. It doesn't have a very tough or hard click action to it. I mean, it freely moves in either direction. So I wouldn't recommend using it for actual dive purposes, even though it is rated to 100 meters, which is 330 feet. It really isn't meant to be used for diving. It's just for looks. So again, 46 millimeter case, bi-directional bezel, non-screw down crown, just a regular glass crystal. It doesn't have sapphire, obviously, or even a hardlex crystal like all Seiko dive watches do. I mean, it does the job, but if you want a sapphire crystal, you're gonna have to go to a much more expensive watch. Resin band. This band is, I think this is a 20 millimeter band. A lot of people get NATO style bands for this for a couple different reasons. One, a NATO offers more security with the watch itself, and I'll explain that to you here. All right. With a NATO style band, you have a piece of nylon here and a piece of nylon here, and there's also another piece of nylon that goes in between the two push pins on either side. So there's a piece of nylon strap right here. So if one of these push pins fails, you're not going to lose your watch. It's still attached to the other side. So that's why people like nylon NATO straps. One, because they're good looking, and two, because they offer that extra level of security that you're not going to lose the watch if one of the push pins fails. Now, if you're going to get one of those, I would recommend that you get it from Countycom, and they're called Maritac NATO straps. And I'll put a link to Countycom at the bottom of the screen. And I'll actually put a picture of a NATO strap on the left-hand side of the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I know you've seen them, you just probably forgot what they were called, but they're called a NATO strap, and Countycom has the biggest selection of them, tons of different colors, tons of different sizes. And again, I think this is a 20 or 22 millimeter. I can't tell you for sure, I'm just not positive. So anyway, if you want to get one, go ahead and go to Countycom and check them out. Great prices. They're going to run you about between $17 and $20 for a nice NATO strap. So take a look at that. Getting back to the watch, let me see here. Anyway, okay, the pushers are going to be on the left-hand side. You're looking at one at 10 o'clock and one at 8 o'clock. And the functions are, you have an alarm function. Let's go ahead and cycle through it here. All right, this right here is, let's get back to the normal function here. Okay, this is your normal time. Now you can leave it in any function you desire depending on how you push the pusher. So right now I can see the analog time and the digital time. If I push the pusher, there goes the date, the date and the day. Push it again, there's your alarm function. You push it again, there is your GMT or dual time. You can maybe see that. Maybe. It'll say DL, kind of hard to see. But anyway, DL stands for dual time, so basically it's a GMT function. And then you push it again, there is your chronograph or stopwatch function. Chronograph is just a fancy name for a stopwatch. And then you push it back, and there's your regular time. Now you can also leave it in any function you want for the display. I like to leave it on the date, where I see the analog time and I see the date right here as well. But you can leave it in any function you want. You can leave it on alarm, you can leave it on your dual time or your GMT function, whatever you want to do. And then this pusher right here, down here at 8 o'clock, that's just your adjustment or your setting pusher to change all the the time, the day, the date, whatever you need to change. So that's the basic functions of the watch. I'm trying to think of anything I missed. It does have a screw down case back, and the battery in this thing lasts, it says on the Casio site 2 years, but these things can last up to 3 years depending on how much you how well you take care of it, how often you actually go into the menu settings or mess with the pushers. So they can last, and they're really easy to change the batteries. The batteries are extremely inexpensive. So I mean, it's just a great beater watch. Now, so far as Arnie, I don't remember if I told you this or not, but he first wore this in Kindergarten Cop, and then after that it was Last Action Hero, and then in True Lies he wore the blackface version, and then in Jingle All the Way he wore the whiteface version. This currently comes in 3 different versions. This right here is the champagne dial or the gold dial. It also comes in a black dial version, which is exactly like this, but it's just got a black dial on it. And it also comes in a silver chronograph with the 3 sub-dials. Again, it has the same chronograph function, but just visually the dial is different, the face is different. You've got 3 sub-dials. I personally like this one only because it's just the best looking one I've seen out of all of them. I mean, everybody loves this champagne gold face on this thing. I mean, it's just a really good looking watch. Again, non-screw down crown. You just pull the crown out to set the time. You can actually also sync this perfectly. And if you look, you can actually see that the analog movement is synced perfectly with the digital. You can see that right there. You can see how they're perfectly synced up, which is really nice. The face, it looks like these are almost applied markers. It looks like they're just heavily screen printed markers, but it does give a little bit of dimension to the face. They're not applied, so they're not raised up off the face, but it does give a little bit of dimension to the face of the watch. Again, bezel, bi-directional. Trying to think of anything else here. That's really about it. I mean, this is a nice resin strap. Getting back to the strap, this is a nice resin strap, and it fits on my wrist fine. I mean, I'm a big guy, I have big wrists, and it fits on me fine, and it's comfortable. But I'll probably end up putting this on a NATO strap, just because the NATO straps look really tough. They do offer that extra level of security, so you're not going to lose the actual watch itself if one of these push pins fails. Which, not that push pins fail all the time, but it can happen. So there you go. And then trying to think about anything about the watch. That's really about it. I mean, it's probably the best beater dive watch you can buy, and it has been that for 23 years. I mean, for a watch that costs between about 50 and 70 bucks, you just can't beat it. For a watch that's waterproof to 330 feet. It offers all those different functions. I mean, it's a great looking watch, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's been so successful. It is a really good looking, inexpensive, well-made watch, and that's why it's done so well for the last 23 years. So go out there and get one, and I promise you're gonna like it. It is a 46 millimeter case, so if you have a little smaller wrists, it's gonna look a little big on you. But today's fashion is to have a little bit bigger watch, so that might not be a big deal for you. And I currently, I like big watches. I don't like ridiculously big watches, but a 46 millimeter case looks great on me, and I like it. So go out there, take a look at one. Go buy one, get a NATO strap. Check it out. So That's about it, folks. If you like this video, please click on like. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I love new subscribers, and I'll go ahead and put a reminder in the lower right-hand corner of the screen for that for you. And again, this has been the Casio AMW-320R-9AV dive watch, also known as the Casio Arnie. And that's about it, folks. If you have any questions, comments, please leave that in the description field. Well, I'm sorry, the comments field. And I'll answer any questions you have about this or any other watch the best I can. And that's about it, folks. All right, until the next review, have a good one. Bye-bye.